What's going on, guys? This is the Club of the Man 1993 coming at you for my live review of NXT UK from the two episodes from the November 14th, 2018 tapings. This is the first set of tapings that are the first episodes of the set of tapings that were taped at the NEC Arena in Birmingham, England. Pretty much. It is, again, the second set of NXT UK tapings that took place over the summer. Again, they're still continuing to do two tapings. Again, I'm not sure how much longer this is going to be going on for a while. But just so they can catch up with everything that is going on currently right now. Of course, I'm starting. Well, again, I'm not starting late. I usually do all three of my reviews on Wednesday nights at once. But one, I had more time, so I already watched NXT UK. And two, I also want to be able to do my NXT TakeOver War Games 2 predictions tonight after NXT, so I wanted to leave some time for that as well. The way I'm not, too tired of doing like 4 reviews in a row, well, 3 small reviews and 1 big review in a row, pretty much. So, saving some time. Let's get started here. This week's this week's episodes of NXT UK. The second episode was pretty good. I really liked the second episode. The first one was just meh. A little, like, it was there, but it tried to get something going, but it didn't feel like, a star-studded or star-stacked, show to me, in my opinion. Like, something felt like it was a little bit off in the first show. It wasn't awful, but it was a little, like, more so like average work. Like, I give that episode maybe like a C or a C+. The other episode, I'd say I give it close to an A, because it was a really good episode. Of course, we had a big announcement, of course, at the beginning of the first episode, and we'll get to that right now as we get to episode 1 from this week's tapings. So, at the beginning, there were 8 superstars in the NXT UK women's division there. I believe there was Rhea Ripley, Dakota Kai, Toni Storm, Jinny, Isla Dawn, trying to remember who else there was. Let me start over again. Rhea Ripley, Toni Storm, Dakota Kai, Isla Dawn, Jinny, Xia Brookside, Millie McKenzie. Who was the last one? I can't remember now. Shoot. Oh, Nina Samuels. That's who it was. My bad. So those are the 8, which I'm surprised Killer Kelly was not there, because she was in Dakota Kai's NXT UK debuting match. I'm not sure. I guess she was either on the tournament or maybe she's not sticking around. Not 100% sure. We'll have to wait and see where that goes. But basically, it was revealed there that we are getting NXT UK Women's Championship, which it will be decided through an 8-woman tournament. They reveal it. It's all right, but it's pretty much just a duplicate of the NXT UK or just the United Kingdom Championship with just a white strap around it. I would like maybe like a little bit like a different design to make it feel like a women's title, not just having it being white instead of just just having just like a different strap on it, whatnot. So I say it could have done a little bit better with the NXT Women's UK title. I felt the design, in my opinion, but it seems pretty stacked with the tournament they have. But they started those the first 2 quarterfinal matches in the second episode this week. But let's get to the matches. This first match was not too bad. It was Sid Scala taking on Jordan Devlin. Not too bad of a match. Again, Jordan Devlin, of course, I looked at him, and again, he trained with Finn Balor. He reminds me a lot of Finn Balor, except more as a heel. I thought he had a pretty good match against Sid Scala. And then afterwards, Devlin wins the match. And he's interviewed afterwards. He cuts some promo questioning why El Ligero walks around like a Mexican luchador when he's actually from Leeds, pretty much just setting up a feud. We'll get a match next week between Devlin and El Ligero. For Sid Scala, though, which I haven't been too impressed with him so far, but he was interview, I think, during the second episode of NXT UK, asking, what's going on here, pretty much, like, and then, the NXT UK universe is not really noticed to me, but then he says, I know what I need to do, and he go talk to general manager Johnny Saint, which, Never found out what exactly it was, but we'll have to wait and see. Of course, no couple of weeks since Scala has something up his sleeve. Again, hasn't really been one of those names that stands out to me so far. So we'll see what happens. But definitely, a deserving win for Jordan Devlin. What was also, pushed also on both these shows was the fact that NXT UK tag titles are on their way also. Like, starting off whenever, Tyler Bate and Trent Seven, well, Mustache Mountain mentioned them on the first episode of NXT UK, and they were so they're pretty much telling people, get ready. We were looking for competition and whatnot. So there obviously have been some teams forming. There hasn't been any, teams already there. It's already known to be a team besides Mustache Mountain and the Coffee Brothers. Although there is something going on also with Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster, because Mark was interviewed and pretty much said that he is looking for gold. And I thought he was going to be talking about maybe having a championship match for the NXT, for the UK. I'm not sure if they're calling out the NXT UK Championship or just the WWE United Kingdom Championship. Not sure what we're going to call Pete Dunne's title now. Probably just still the WWE United Kingdom Championship. But it looks like at first his team was a challenge done. But Flash Morgan Webster walked up to him and said, we have a pretty good thing going here. Maybe we can go after those NXT UK tag titles. And he's like, actually, it's not a bad idea. So we could be getting them as a tag team as well. So getting some teams formed here. It looks like we had Amir Jordan and Kenny Williams taking on Saxon Huxley and Joseph Connors. Seemed like, a decent match. And, still getting to know. Of course, this is the kind of match, one of those, introducing these guys, we're getting to know them pretty much. But we've seen Amir Jordan in a match, I believe, against Zach Gibson last week. Kenny Williams was in a match also against Jordan Devlin. And we've seen Saxon Huxley have a singles match, but he also has recently been involved in tag matches as well. So, Amir Jordan, Kenny Williams, kind of interested to be as a tag team. Still getting to know Saxon Huxley and Joseph Connors, though. Not a bad match. I mean, I'm not sure if they'll be taken seriously at all whenever they come to the NXT tag titles. I don't see either one of these coming close yet, but just, start up a division, and we'll see where it goes from there. That was the second match of the first show. We then have Tyler Bate taking on James Drake, which I don't remember much about James Drake. He may have had a match already. I can't remember if he did, but at first I thought this was kind of like, a no-name match pretty much. But it seems they do have some plans for James Drake, because this was actually a pretty good back-and-forth match. Well, first off, you got Tyler Bate, who is, never going to disappoint you because he can literally wrestle against any style that he wants to. James Drake did come seconds away though from winning him though. He hit Bate with a nice looking dropkick in the corner. It was a near fall. But then Tyler eventually could pick up the win with a with his Tyler Driver 97, as he calls it. I mean, it was obvious that Tyler was probably going to win this match because who the heck is James Drake? But obviously it's like even though Mustache Mountain are still going to be, the tag team, the beat for the tag team division. Him and Bate and Trent Seven are still after, are going for singles gold as well. So, it could be a matter of time also before we see Tyler Bate back in the United Kingdom Championship picture as well. But we'll see what goes on there. But it was not the last we really saw of James Drake, though, for this week. Our main event was Ashton Smith taking on Wolfgang. This came pretty much because Ashton Smith, instead of last week's 2 episodes, Ashton Smith was attacked before a scheduled match he had by the new alliance of the Coffee Brothers and Wolfgang. And that prompted him to, join forces with Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster and team up and take on the Coffee Brothers and Wolfgang in a 6-man tag team match. Of course, they... Coffee Brothers and Wolfgang won the match, but Ashton Smith seems to still want to get some revenge against Wolfgang. I didn't mind this match. It was a decent match. I mean, I do definitely. I mean, Wolfgang again is just kind of like a dark knight, not undefeated. underrated in some ways, like overlooked also at times too, which was why they probably put him with the Coffee Brothers, who are trying to make a statement as well, calling NXT UK their kingdom. Ashton Smith, I do think has some sales potential also, but this didn't really feel like a main event worthy match. I mean, it wasn't bad, but it still felt like one of those matches that you're still getting to know these people, but they're not like the highest profile people on the card. Yeah, like if it was Wolfgang against like Tyler Bate or Wolfgang against Mark Andrews, which really got that, I think to digest that, more as a main event. Like Ashton Smith and Wolfgang to me doesn't bring main event to me because I know a little more about Wolfgang, but again, Ashton Smith interested in, but he isn't at a big level yet, in my opinion. Results were that I believe Wolfgang won. I'm sorry. Ashton Smith wins the match. Wolfgang though dominated most of the match though. But again, it doesn't feel like it was a main event worthy match. So the first episode was all right again, but it wasn't really anything too special. It felt like one of the probably the weakest episode of all the episodes of NXT UK we've gotten so far. Although we did have that announcement of the NXT UK Women's Championship, but I'd probably give this first episode like a C+, I'd say, because it isn't really but yeah, basically that pretty much. But yeah, I wish it would have been a little bit, something different. So yeah. Before we move on here, I just need to take care of something really fast. Anyways, so let's move on to the second episode, of course, of NXT UK here, where we also forgot to mention in the first one we had a what's it called, a segment, a video package to promote Tyson T-Bone, who would be debuting in the second episode of NXT UK this week. And we also had Dave Mastiff, of course, advertised for this episode as well. And it seems there's going to be some type of feud between these two bigger men, which I find quite interesting. I think it'll work. But episode 2 also featured the first 2 of the quarterfinal matches for the NXT UK Women's Championship match as well. So we actually started off with that first match, which was Dakota Kai and Nina Samuels. Which overall, I thought this was definitely another strong match. Again, Nina Samuels though continues kind of being like one of those, showing productive, but still kind of not being treated too seriously yet out of the women, I would say. Dakota Kai, as I said last week, for the past few weeks, again, she's good at NXT, but NXT UK is feeling like it's being more so of her show right now. I mean, well, if she feels she belongs more in NXT UK than NXT, because NXT they have a lot more women who are still past her level. NXT UK, although is already putting her on a high level, she feels there's more options for her there right now, as I'm saying. And I think she put on a great performance again against Nina Samuels as well. Getting, of course, like lining up with her kicks into the corner before hitting her chiropractor finisher to win the match. She's definitely is one of the more impressive women's wrestlers right now, especially in the NXT UK division. And I think this brand has been bringing out like the stronger side of her as well. Not saying NXT was, but I feel like again she has more options here in NXT UK than just regular NXT, in my honest opinion. Second match was probably a jobber. His name was Jay Constantino, taking on the debuting Tyson T-Bone. It was mostly just a squash match with Tyson T-Bone. But after the match, though, T-Bone was like, is this the best that NXT UK has to offer me? And then he's like, screw this. He walks out, and as he's walking out, Dave Mastiff comes out. They pretty much stare down each other, and T-Bone watched Dave Mastiff then squash Dan Maloney pretty much. So obviously they're trying to show, like, who's the bigger man here, stronger and whatnot, powerful, and whatnot. Probably going with one of those feuds. In the notes I have here, apparently they're saying it's something similar to what happened with Baron Corbin and Bull Dempsey in NXT in 2015. I never saw that feud, so I'm not sure what is up with it, but maybe I'll check it out. Who knows? But yeah, so I'm curious to see as where it goes. Dave Mastiff is like kind of like like a Braun Strowman lookalike. Tyson T-Bone is some other big man who was like kind of Braun Strowman as a heel before he turned face the first time. I gotta say the first time, because he was briefly a heel this in October or whatnot, or in September, but bullcrap that. But we pretty much had that as well happen there. We got Dakota said, who wants to watch heel Bryan versus heel Lesnar? The logical booking would have been for Styles to finish the job with Lesnar by making him tap. Why bring up the fact he limped out if you're going to have him drop the title the week before? It makes no sense. True. Again, we'll have to wait and see though what happens with what's going on with heel Bryan going forward. I'll talk about that more in my Survivor Series predictions. I'll do those tomorrow. The next match we had on the second episode of NXT UK was Ginny taking on Millie McKenzie. This is, of course, both of these women's NXT UK debut. I think Ginny may have had some time in the Mae Young Classic this year. I can't remember for sure. But I think she brings in a good presence with just like snobby cultural concept pretty much that she pretty much brings into her character. Whatnot, kind of like a little bit like a snob and whatnot. In some ways, I think it's going to work out pretty good. Obviously, she's a big deal if they've been doing these hype videos for her for a couple weeks now. And then we got Millie McKenzie, who's only 18 years old, and if she would have won the NXT UK Women's Championship, would have been the youngest champion in WWE history. Unfortunately, she did win this match, as Ginny did, after she connected with like a rolling axe kick onto the head of Millie McKenzie. But Millie McKenzie really impressed me in this match. She had like a nice looking spear. She had suplexes. She was definitely very over with the crowd. But then but again, even though she lost, she put on a she definitely put on a strong performance in this loss, showing that she has a ton of potential, definitely. And I look forward to definitely seeing what she does moving forward. And she definitely eventually will be a women's champion, I definitely say. Even Ginny could be too if she, of course, wins this tournament. But again, I've heard the rumors, not going to give out any spoilers of who I know is going to be winning this championship, but giving these women credit for, put on a performance that they can put on. And looking forward to seeing what they will do. The ones who won, of course, though, in the semifinals. And our final match of the evening was Trent Seven versus Zach Gibson. Of course, Gibson came out as well, claiming he's getting ready to become the #1 here and there and whatnot. Trent Seven came out, of course, after their confrontation last week, and they set up this match. Gibson first, like he was gonna quit and try to walk away from the match, but Tyler Bate interfered and pretty much like made Zach Gibson continue with the match. I thought it was a good match, both trading offense back and forth. Of course, there was a couple near falls towards the end as well. There was a moment in the match where it looked like Tyler Bate kind of was like was a little bit of a distraction to Zach Gibson, not a completely strong distraction, but he pretty much was trying to help Trent Seven out of a jam, and Zach Gibson pretty much was about to lose, but he kicked out of it. Afterwards, here came James Drake, who again faced Tyler Bate in the first match of in the first episode of NXT UK this week, and he came after Tyler Bate and just like threw him into the steps, and he held on to Gibson's hand when the referee wasn't looking and helped Gibson defeat Trent Seven. So I don't know if they're going to be part of a tag team or if they're just part of some alliance. It's going to help Gibson get to the to the main event. Well, to get to the NXT UK title or to get the United Kingdom Championship. Afterwards, of course, the Coffee Brothers attacked Trent Seven and Tyler Bate, which, in my opinion, is still showing that it's probably going to be the Coffee Brothers winning the NXT UK tag titles once they debut. But definitely, again, showing that Gibson's definitely one of the best entertainers in NXT UK right now. The crowd has so many chants going towards him, such as shoes off if you hate Gibson. If you hate Zach Gibson, clap your hands, and stand up if you hate Gibson. But yeah, he definitely gets good reactions out of the crowd, and probably he will eventually get a title match against Pete Dunne, even though I'm starting to wonder maybe they're going to give it time before Eddie Dennis is the one to dethrone him there. But yeah, pretty much. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for this week's episode of NXT UK with both episodes. If I had to give it a grade overall, I'd give both these shows overall, combine them both, give them a B plus again. The first episode was okay, but wasn't really that great. The second one I thought was pretty good though. But that's it, of course, for this live review. Again, of NXT UK, I gotta get moving now, but I will be back up here later on to talk about 205 Live, NXT, and TakeOver War Games, though, guys. So what grade would you give NXT UK for this week? Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. And be sure to always click buy, like, and subscribe, or contact my channel. Follow me on Twitter at @DomainError93. And guys, with that, I will see you all later. So until then, guys, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys later for my 205 Live, NXT, and NXT TakeOver War Games preview and reactions videos. Until then, guys, have a great rest of your day, and peace out, everybody.